A roster change and a return to practice here on the Acme Oyster House Afternoon Wrap. I'm Cindy Robinson, joined by John DeShazier here at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center. Now, the Saints have made some changes, JD, on the roster, and we saw a return to practice today.
Yeah, one change, running back. Dwayne Washington off the practice squad. Now he's on the 53-man active roster, so he's expected to help this offense hopefully during the game on Sunday. During the portion of practice that we were able to see, we saw him out there working with the ones. He's not exactly sure what his role is going to be so far, but we do know that the Saints brought him up for a reason, so we expect that he will get some touches probably in Sunday's game. Alvin Kamara had a heavy workload against the Falcons, played a lot of snaps, and so hopefully Washington will be able to alleviate some of that. Coming back to practice today, we saw Marcus Davenport on the field again. He might have been limited in practice, but he was out there for the portion of practice that we were able to see, and that certainly helps the Saints defensively.
Right, and Sheldon Rankins mentioned how the defense is focused on paying attention to details, so they play good run defense, and he also knows that Saquon Barkley is going to bring a challenge this weekend.
Well, you know, it's definitely a challenge. You know, when you watch Barkley on tape, he's clearly one of the most talented guys to ever play the running back position. Honestly, with his size and his speed, his agility, his balance, you know, it's definitely a challenge. But we just got to continue to do what we've been doing, harping on the fundamentals, harping on the details of technique, and being able to play stout run defense. Guys fitting their gaps, guys knowing where to be, guys knowing what's coming is big as well. So if we continue to do those things, you know, we definitely like our chances against their run game.
Now, Saquon Barkley is a major factor apart on that Giants offense, but he's just one piece of that puzzle. Tyler Davidson gave us a scouting report in the locker room today.
They have an offensive line that tries to be physical. You know, they got that new guard in there, Hernandez. You know, they like to try and come off and double team, you know, first levels first before they get up to the linebackers. Obviously, you got Saquon Barkley. You know, he's a very good running back. You know, 3 games in, you can already see that he's an elite level running back. We're gonna have to swarm him, gang tackle him. Make sure that everybody's sound in their gaps, and then not only in their gaps, but helping, you know, other players in their gaps. So, you know, that really stands out. You know, we've got Eli. If we allow him time to sit back there in the pocket, he's a good quarterback that can pick apart defenses if you just let him sit back there. So we definitely have to affect him, and if we affect him, you know, you see what happens. You know, they like to get it to 13, obviously, Odell Beckham and 87 Shepard. You know, those 3 guys right there, Shepard, you know, Odell and Saquon. Those are their 3 main playmakers on that offense, and you know, it basically puts our work cut out for us. That, you know, these are the guys that we need to hone in on and that we need to stop.
Now, JD, we're used to hearing Alvin Kamara's name, we're used to hearing Michael Thomas's, obviously Drew Brees, but when we don't always hear, but we've been hearing a lot lately, is Taysom Hill. He's a dynamic player for the Saints, and he's been affectionately nicknamed as Mr. Everything in the locker room.
Yeah, Taysom very well could be the most versatile player in that locker room. There's nothing he can't do or won't do for this offense, but we'll let him tell you in his own words.
Kickoff return, there's a couple there as a returner and as a blocker. Punt return, there's one there. Punt, there's one there. Kickoff, there's one there. Played multiple spots in kickoff. Are you keeping track?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay. Quarterback, and then let's call it slot, tight end, and running back. We could probably do that. About eight.
It's great. You know, this is a hard league. You know, they always preach the more you could do, and I feel like he kind of like speaks volumes to that. Like, he's a great example that you could show the more you could do. Like, you know, he's, you know, it's going to be hard to beat out Drew Brees or play quarterback, but he's still adding values in different areas of the game that are changing the game and adding momentum to the team and doing cool things for the organization. So I feel like, you know, that's like real cool to see, like to see a guy have the how should I say it, like just have the strength, the willpower to not be selfish, to just go out there and help the team any way you can. I think he's the definition of that. And I feel like he's like a spark player. So when people see that, they're like, well, this guy not even a running back. This is just split the defense. Or this guy, like, he might have just learned how to play his position last week, but he just made an impact play. So stuff like that is contagious.
Tomorrow, the Saints are headed east to face the Giants on Sunday. Make sure you guys tune in to the pregame show with John DeShazier before the game starts on Sunday. And then we have the post-game show presented by Verizon. And don't forget to check NewOrleansSaints.com for all your updates, injuries, inactives, all that stuff. Thanks for tuning in to the Afternoon Wrap.